another video today. So today is going to be a rain theme battles, two battles that include rain. So this was the first opponent I had. I think people with the spaced names, they're Asian players because they seem to have really big letters with huge space in between them. This person's gone ahead and bring, in team preview I saw a Pelipper and I saw a Politoed, so I thought, okay, this person's going to bring one or the other. I assume they choose which one best fits the role, I assume. So I looked at the team and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to lead with Zapdos because Zapdos being an electric type looks good. I'm going to keep Aegislash next to me, maybe get a Z move off on one of these rain starters, and I'm definitely bringing Charizard because Charizard's just going to be so useful in the weather war. And I want to bring Tapu because I didn't really have a need for Landorus. Like, Landorus was just going to get destroyed by ice moves. I saw he had a Swampert, Ludicolo, so I bring Tapu. So my opponent is just going to go ahead and lead with Pelipper and Ludicolo, and I was like, okay, well, Pelipper is the one that will be sent up the rain den. I'm going to bring out Zapdos Aegislash, and that rain's going to get set up. So here I'm thinking maybe he's going to fake out or something, so I just try to set up a Tailwind with Zapdos, and on this turn I do go straight for the Z move towards Pelipper. I'm going to try to kill it as early as possible. So I realise here that she just goes straight for a Z move at the first turn, and it's going to be a Ludicolo, so that's going to be like the water Z move, and Swiss Swim plus water boosted Z move. I highly doubt my Zapdos is going to live this, and it just gets wrecked, absolutely annihilated. Pelipper is just going to go ahead and set up a Tailwind just to give him more speed on his side, and this turn I just use Aegislash to do as much damage as possible. What I didn't realise at the time, because this battle took place very early, I think it was early December 2017. It was definitely in 2017. I was still getting used to versing rain teams, and this Pelipper does indeed have the focus sash, so this is where I started to learn that they have sashes. So I was like, okay, so once this sash is gone, I'm going to kill this Pelipper and he won't have any way of setting up rain. So now I get a safe switch into Charizard. I'm just going to go Mega Evolve, going to bring the Sun up, going to get rid of that Swiss Swim, but I do have to keep in mind Tailwind is still up, so I do expect him to go first, but at least with Sun up, I'm going to do less damage. I was considering to just protect Charizard this turn, but I just thought, nah, with that health, I want to try to do something. I know Heat Wave's going to be good damage on something. He just double Scalds into my Charizard, so I'm going to take 2 Scalds here. Doing less damage, I'm still living just under half. I'm going for Heat Wave. Thankfully, it connects on the Pelipper. Pelipper's going to go down. Ludicolo takes a huge amount of damage, and I just left Aegislash in attack form just to get a Shadow Ball off. So yeah, really good that I managed to pick up a double KO there, so I'm looking good. He's down to his last 2. He brings out Politoed. I'm like, the hell, man, like, why do you have another one? So the rain's going to get set back up, and here I'm thinking, whatever happens, Charizard needs to get out this turn. I was considering to protect Charizard, but if Aegislash dies, then I'm in trouble. I have no way to switch in Sun, so I bring in Tapu Lele here, and I play really smart here. I know that slot is going to get a lot of heat, the Charizard slot, so I bring in Lele here to die, so I can get a nice safe switch into Charizard to get up Sun. No like rain dance bullshit, all of that. So I know Lele is going to take a waterfall or something. It does, it takes a waterfall, so I'm just going to go ahead and protect Aegislash. As long as Aegislash doesn't take damage this turn, next turn I can bring in safe Charizard, get the Sun up, Aegislash will be in defense form, and everyone will take less damage from water. So Tapu just gets annihilated by waterfall, and Aegislash doesn't take damage this turn. So this means now there was no like way of him trying to reset up rain with rain dance or whatever if he has that. I'm going to bring in Charizard here, a nice clean switch into Charizard. This puts me in a good position. Sun's up, everyone's going to take less war damage. Aegislash is in defense form. Here I'm thinking I was going to attack, but I thought maybe that was obvious, so I protect, and lucky for me he actually doubles into the Charizard slot, which is like amazing because he does have Tailwind up. I'm just going to use Aegislash to get some damage off on Politoed here, and my plan was that next turn I was going to Solar Beam the Polytoad slot to finish it off. Aegis Slash puts it to around half, and I was going to solo beam this, but after seeing the special defense drop here, after seeing that, I'm just going to solo beam the Swampert and let Aegis Slash finish off Polytoad. But that was a mistake by me. He protects the Swampert, so now my solo beam ain't going to do anything. I was going to go for the Polytoad. I just thought it's an obvious play, especially if the Polytoad has Rain Dance or something and he sets up this turn. But after seeing the special defense drop, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to Aegis Slash finish it. He goes for Icy Wind, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is his plan. I did play really riskfully there, because if Polytoad did have Rain Dance, it would have made me in trouble. But he's going to put my speed down, so he will outspeed me next turn and try to kill Charizard. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. I clean up the Polytoad, so now he's just left with his Swampert. And yeah, this turn he goes for the Ice Punch, I believe. And Ice Punch, like, look at this bulky Charizard. It's amazing, man. I love my Charizard. He lives that Ice Punch, even though I'm pretty sure Aegis Slash could have probably taken care of it eventually with King Shield to try to get a attack drop. But bulky Charizard living over here, Solar Beam kills it. Amazing for me. So that's game 1 to me. So yeah, that's the next game I have was more recent. It was early 2018, and I saw the same sort of team in team preview. I saw a Japanese player. I saw, just to note here, I know you can't see it, but this person did have a Polytoad in team preview. I saw Pelipper, Polytoad, Kingdra, Swampert, Ludicolo, and I just remembered back to that last opponent I versed, and I thought I wouldn't be surprised if they bring both Rain users. So just remember that, because that's going to play a key part later. But anyway, I bring Charizard out first. I see this Rain team and I'm just like, you know what, Charizard's coming out first instead of Zapdos. I got Aegis Slash next to me, get the Z move off. I do bring Landorus this time because I just thought if I managed to get a Tailwind up, Landorus could be looking useful. And I bring Zapdos because I don't really want to bring Tapu. Tapu was a bit frail, especially if I'm leading with Charizard. I really have any use for Tapu. So here I bring my Charizard, Aegis Slash, Landorus and Zapdos. And on her team, I honestly expected to either see 2 Rain users or just some weird tactic of setting Rain back up. So this match, I lead Charizard Aegis Slash, she leads Kingdra Pelipper, pretty similar to the last opponent that leaded Pelipper Ludicolo. Rain's going to get set up, and this turn I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I'm going to Mega Evolve and Protect. I was just going to Protect, but then I thought if Aegis Slash takes any damage this turn, I want it to take less damage. So I Mega Evolve and Protect Charizard, just to make sure Charizard don't take any damage this turn. And this first turn absolutely shocked me at what my opponent, like how my opponent played. So here I was debating to go for the Z move on Pelipper, but then I thought, why would I, since Pelipper is most likely going to be Sashed, right? So I set up the Sun, and then immediately this person Rain Dances, and I'm like, ah, shit. Well, I didn't Z move, I just went for the Shadow Ball towards Pelipper. She also sets up Tailwind, and I'm just like, oh crap. So I feel like I've just got outplayed this turn. Tailwind and Rain Dance just got set back up. A Shadow Ball, don't get me wrong, does a lot of damage, but I'm assuming this thing was Sash, so I guess it's not all bad I didn't Z move. But anyway, I put it down to very low health that I can finish it off next turn. Whatever happens this turn, I've got to keep Charizard alive. So I bring Charizard out, bring Zapdos in. She goes for a Z move, and I'm just like, okay, what is this? Well, what could it be? It's the Kingdra Water Z move again. So once again, Zapdos is just getting messed up. This second time now, Zapdos ain't going to live that for shit. He's just going to make sure, well, I think he was going for the Charizard, but either way, something's dying in that slot. And Aegis Slash is going to take a Surf here. I didn't even protect it. Here I was thinking to myself, okay, I'll Shadow Ball the Pelipper. But then I thought, nah, it's too obvious. The way this person's playing is just way too obvious. So I went for the Z move in Kingdra, because I just thought that Pelipper's going to protect. Either the Pelipper's going to switch out into Swampert, or it's going to protect, because he has to recycle Rain. I did not think it would leave the Pelipper open like that. If you ask me, that was pretty reckless, and it annoyed me, because I could have killed it. But the way she played there, he or she, that tells me that she might have a Rain user in the back. So now I see Ludicolo, I bring out Charizard, they bring out Ludicolo, and this turn annoyed me as well, because I'm thinking, Solar Beam the Pelipper, if it stays in it dies, if it switches out into Swampert it dies. And No, the way it played, it just stayed in and went for Scold and thingy, and I protected Charizard, and he stayed in. So I'm thinking, okay, I honestly thought he would bring in the Politoed this turn or something if he has it, but no, he's playing really reckless with that Pelipper. So I'm thinking he definitely has a Politoed in the back, the way he's playing. So Aegislash dies, I bring in Landorus. Luckily I still have the Sun up. Unluckily I'm down to my last two Pokemon, so now he can recycle that Rain if he wants to. So he's going to switch out Pelipper, and he brings in Swampert, and I'm like, god damn it, he didn't even have a Politoed. Why was he playing like that? Why was he going to let me kill the Pelipper that last turn? He just left it open. I could have just gone for a Solar Beam and killed it. Anyway, I go for a knockoff on Ludicolo after taking an Ice Beam, and we both do a decent amount of damage to each other. This turn, I just go for the Solar Beam on the Pelipper, which bring in the Swampert. So this should have happened the turn before. I expected him to switch the turn before, but he didn't. He just left the Pelipper in unprotected. I could have Solar Beamed it, he would have brought in Swampert, and it would have been Swampert and Ludicolo in the sun, and I would have had the advantage. But the way she played the first turn with that Rain Dance Tailwind bullshit, I assume this player is very smart. So now I'm down, I've lost Landorus, and I'm just down to my Charizard, and pretty much here, I go for the Heat Wave in the rain. It ain't gonna do too much. It's, you know, I thought I'd get lucky here, and basically I do get the burn on Pelipper, but I'm gonna take a Surf, funny enough, because I have EV'd my Charizard. It is a bulky Charizard, so I can take a Surf in the rain, I can take a Scald in the rain, but only one. So I'm living here, and here I just desperately stall out the battle. Don't ask me why, I just decided to go for a double protect. I don't know at the time, I think it was the last two turns of rain, so as long as I get the protect on the turn after this, I think it was going to run out. I don't know, I'm not really keeping score. But that play, twice during that game, that Pelipper was played so recklessly. The first time, it was open to a Shadow Ball. The second time, it was just left open to a Solar Beam. I could have just gone for a Solar Beam. Ludicolo would have killed off Aegislash. I would have Solar Beamed the Pelipper. He would have brought in Swampert, and it would just been two water types versus me in the sun. But I don't know. This person played complete mind games with me and actually won the battle. So I was quite annoyed because this was the first time I had ever lost a weather war. I had never lost one until now, but what can you do? So I hope you lot enjoyed today's upload. Per usual, stay tuned, and I'll see you lot in the next one.